In this video, we're going to show you everything you need to navigate the platform when teaching using TutorMeet Plus. Ready? Let's begin.
So our platform has been designed to work with the Google Chrome browser. Therefore, please make sure you download the latest version of Chrome and use that when teaching. Let's take a look at a couple of things that you need to do just before you get started. First of all, when you come into class, one of the things you'll be asked is to allow your camera and mic. Well, do make sure that you allow those. As you come up here into the top right of the address bar, we see this camera icon. It says that this page is accessing your camera and microphone. Yes, it is functioning. You can see me there. Now, there's something you can do to set this setting up as your default setting for Chrome. So if you click on the Chrome menu and click on Preferences, that will then bring you to a Settings menu. It will look a bit like this. So if we type in Camera here, we can see Site Settings. There's a yellow call out box with camera there. So let's click on Site Settings. I can click on Camera now here, and it gives me a choice of cameras. So if I choose the appropriate camera I want to use, that will become my default camera for using this platform with Chrome. The same with microphone. Default, it then becomes my default microphone for using with Chrome. So let's jump back into the classroom. Firstly, how do we navigate the pages? Well, we have backwards and forwards arrows. Page 1, page 2, for example. I can skip to page 8 very quickly by clicking on the end arrow, or I can simply call on the drop-down menu and choose the page that I wish to go to. The pointer tool. This tool enables me to move along as the student reads, for example. With the text tool, we can increase or decrease the size of the text. We can change the color. And with the very bottom slider, we can choose colors that don't appear above. So for example, if we come on to this dark purple here, I click on this, I can now type on the screen. If I come back to the cursor, I can now move around the text as well. With the pen tool, I have 3 sizes, small, medium, or large. And again, we have the same color options, or I can just pick a standard color and away I go. I can now draw on the screen. The highlighter, the same principle, the difference being if we increase the size of the highlighter, this enables me to highlight the text when teaching the student. The line tool, I can draw a straight line, I can draw a line with an arrow, or of course we have at the end here a dotted line. So that gives us a few different options. Here we have the shape tool. Now I can choose any one of these shapes. Let's choose the square rectangle tool. I can choose the color and the thickness of the line. Let's go for a green one. And then down here at the bottom, I have a tick checkbox, fill. You see it's ticked at the moment, it's checked. I draw the rectangle and it's a complete color. If I uncheck the box, I just get the border. If I want to go backwards, undo something I did, I just click this arrow here. It will remove the box, for example. I can put it back with the redo button just there. With the eraser, I can delete individual items. A blue box kind of highlights the item that I wish to delete. I can delete everything on the page by pushing the clear screen button. Let's come up to the top of the page and just look at a couple of other tools that give us a general impression, an idea, and understand of what we're using in the platform. If I click on this circle, I can add an image, add a blank page, search a photo. Let's take search a photo first. If I type in future car, I now get some images. As image, this will now appear on the page. With the cursor tool, I click on the image, and then in the corners, I can then use that to resize the image. Coming back to search for photo, if I click as next page, this image now appears on its own page. What about if I want to add one of my images that I have on my hard drive? Well, let's take a look here. Add image. I click on the red plus. I open the image after selecting it. I now see the tick there, and I'm going to OK that. It will now upload this to the page. Again, if I select this, I can resize and move it around using the cursor tool. Add a blank page. Well, that simply adds a blank page, gives us plenty of space to write or to draw something or add a photo on. I can also delete that added page. If we come along here to the next tool, the musical note, in some of the OUP lessons, for example, there will be songs. If you click on this, it will open up the music file, and then you would just need to push the play button. The plus and minus next to the 100%. Well, if I plus, it makes the screen, the whiteboard size of the screen larger. If I minus, then the page will get smaller, the whiteboard will get smaller. We recommend that you maximize your screen, and that will give you the best opportunity of seeing all the functions available. When we come to the right-hand side, we have the applause. We have the ability to give stars to students. So I can choose which student to give a star to. And you will notice now down here, a 1 has appeared in their video screen, whereas the other student is still on 0. I can actually click on this star here and give them a star. So now they both have 1. What do the students see when you give them a star? Let's take a look. Let's give a star. So the star appears on the page, and now it is at the top of the screen, and it says that they have 2 stars. Down here, we can see that student number 1 has 2 stars, student number 2 has just 1 star. So there's a difference between the two. They can see each other's stars. Up here we have emojis. We also have animated GIFs of Ox. If I click on Ox, you can see him in the bottom corner saying good job. Coming back to the emojis, we can pop them on the screen and then use the cursor to move them around. If you can't see all of the emojis, just maximize your screen and then make sure you scroll down to go through the list. There's various types and other stickers that we may use in class. There are also some sound effects as well that we can use. Lastly, we have here polling. So we type our question in here. What do you call a deer with one eye? For example, no idea. I don't know. This is going to last for 60 seconds. We can change that to 30. I'm going to start the poll. So now I have this box, and I will see what the students reply. Out of interest, let's take a look at what the students see on their page. So subject, what do you call a deer with one eye? No idea, I don't know. I hover over no idea, and I send that back. We come back to the teacher's window. Now we can see that one user has posted a response. What else to say about this page? Well, the session number is down here in the bottom. You can click on it and it automatically copies it to your clipboard. Should you need to contact PMIT through Tutor Chat, you can use this session number to advise them of the session you're in. One other thing that's really important to know for the setup of the class is to do with the functions with the student windows. So firstly, I can drag this bar over to the right, and now I have the two students' video windows next to each other. Now, it may be that you think, but where has the pencil icon gone? The other icons that I had there. Well, if I click on those three dots there, I can now click on those different icons which we were just discussing. Pencil, camera, and it's where they could request help specifically for that student. Let's take a look at what happens when I push the pencil button. So this is the student where the pencil button hasn't been pushed, but this student does have the pencil button pushed. So they can now draw on the screen. So if we come back to the teacher's window, the student has drawn on the screen on their side and it appears on the teacher's window as well. What about if the student has their camera off? Well, whilst we can't turn their camera on, and we certainly can't demand them to turn it on, so we could ask them the question, can you use your camera? And at the same time, we could push this camera button here, or just click on the screen. What happens if we do that? If I click on their video screen, so we can see they have a pop-up window there asking them to turn on their webcam. Do they want to do it? Activate it, yes or no?
So aside from everything that you've seen in this video, do remember that if you go to the training tab on the consultant page, you can access a practice room on the platform and push all the buttons and find out what they all do, just as we've done in this training session. But as a recap, let's go and take the quiz right now.